Hello and welcome to our weekly news roundup where we share with you things happening in Nigeria, to Nigeria, for Nigerians in and outside Nigeria. I am Kelvin Nanakumo, reporting from Das Bulletin Prime TV. Over to the headlines. For the economy, GDP projected at fastest growth in 5 years. In the market, stocks valuation hit historic 160 trillion naira. In education, federal government scraps UTME for colleges of education. In security, troops intercept 400 tourist Starlink devices. For the police, POS operators banned near station nationwide. In Nollywood, leading man Alex Akubo dies at 40. And finally, in sports, Nigeria to host 2026 CAF Awards. Now to the news in details. Economic projection and financial reforms. Nigeria is beginning to see the reform shock fade as the economy is projected to deliver a real GDP growth of 4% for the first quarter of 2026. This represents the most robust opening quarter performance the nation has ever seen since the post-pandemic recovery in 2021. On the Nigerian exchange NGX, market capitalization achieved a historic watershed moment, surging past the 160 trillion mark, driven by heavyweight stocks. However, fiscal challenges remain. President Tinubu noted that the country expects to spend $11.6 billion on the debt serving this year and seeking further World Bank support, despite mounting pressure. At the Africa Forward Summit, the president called on the world leaders to reform the global financial architecture to ensure African nations are no longer just exporters of raw materials. Education and labor updates. The Federal Ministry of Education has announced a major policy shift, waiving the UTME requirement for candidates with at least 4 credits seeking admission into colleges of education to boost enrollment in teacher training. For university hopefuls, JAMB has officially established 150 as the national cutoff mark for 2026 admissions. While the SANU and NASU strikes ended earlier this month, industrial harmony remains fragile as ASU warns that poor implementation of recent agreements could trigger fresh disruptions. Interestingly, the Minister of Education claims that fewer Nigerian students are seeking education abroad, asserting that local institutions are becoming more competitive. Security breaches and law enforcement. In a significant counter-terrorism operation, Nigerian troops intercepted 400 Starlink satellite internet devices allegedly intended for use by terrorist groups to maintain communication in remote areas. Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police Tunji Disu has issued a nationwide ban on POS operators within 200 meters of police stations to eliminate illegal free collecting and extortion. Tragic security failures were also recorded as a former Jigawa representative died while being held in a bandit camp, highlighting the ongoing kidnapping crisis on major highways. In Oyo State, a US-based doctor narrowly escaped death when a mob set his vehicle ablaze following a false kidnapping allegation. Creative arts and entertainment. The Nollywood community is in deep mourning following the death of Alex Akubo, a bankable leading man who passed away at 40 due to cancer complications. On a brighter note, the 12 AMVCA celebrated historic milestones, notably crowning Linda Ejiofor Suleiman as the first actress to win both lead and supporting award in a single night. The industry also anticipates new creative ventures as filmmaker Kemi Adetiba teased her upcoming epic The Stool, and Adekunle Gold was unveiled as a brand ambassador for the Macallan. Sports and global milestones. Nigeria is set to become the epicenter of African football as President Tinubu approved the bid to host the 2026 CAF Awards and the 48th Ordinary General Assembly. In international play, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen etched his name into Turkish folklore, winning the man of the match as he led the Galatasaray to their 26th Super League title. Furthermore, the Nigerian music sport crossover continues as Burna Boy has reportedly teamed up with Shakira for the 2026 World Cup theme song. For the national basketball team, the NBBF has appointed former NBA head coach David Fisdale as the new coach for the Tigers. And that's it on our weekly news roundup. Stay connected as we bring you specially curated updates and things happening in Nigeria, to Nigeria, for Nigerians in and outside Nigeria. I'm Kelvin Nanakumo, reporting from Daspolitan Prime TV.